Today, I want to talk about Gemini Notebook and the recent changes that they've made to slide decks. So we have the timestamps in the description. So if you're already familiar with the product and you want to skip ahead to the new stuff, you can just click on the appropriate timestamp. Otherwise, I'll quickly go through just how to get from 0 all the way through and create a slide deck. So first off, you want to go to notebooklm.google.com. If you're not familiar with Gemini Notebook and its history, it used to be called Notebook LM. Now it's called Gemini Notebook, but anyway, the page is notebooklm.google.com. And if you're not logged in with a Google account, you'll have to log in. And then you get to this page, and this is your home page. And then you'll either have to create a new notebook. Notebooks are just containers for sources and artifacts. So either create a new notebook, or if you have an existing one, you can go into it and then create a slide deck from there. I already made a slide deck, so I will go into the notebook where I created it. And once you're in your notebook, you are going to want to add sources. If it's a new notebook, this window will pop up automatically. You come in here and then you'll add sources either from your computer, you can add a website, you can add it from Google Drive, etc. Once you have at least one source added, you have to make sure that you have it selected. It can be more than one, but you have to have at least one source added and selected, and then your artifacts on the right over here become available. So what we're talking about here are slide decks. And what you can do is you can just click on the slide deck button and then it will basically guess what you want the slide deck to be about. So if your sources are really obvious and it can only be about one thing, then you can go that route. Usually I don't recommend it though. I would click on the arrow and then you get this customize window. And then from here, you can do a detailed slide deck or do presenter slides. And you have a couple of options in here, not a ton, but you have a few options in here. The biggest one is at the bottom here where you can describe the slide deck you want to create. This is where you're going to say, I want this thing, not that thing. I want it for this audience. Whatever description you want to add in here, they'll usually have something like they have in here now where it is a guess of what you might want. You don't have to keep this. This is really just a suggestion. So as soon as you type a character, that it goes away. But you type in your description and then you click generate. And then it'll take, depending on how many sources you have and how complex your ask is, it will take, it really depends. It could be a couple minutes. It could be, if I had them take maybe around 10 minutes. So start that, click generate, and then there'll be a little artifact over here and there'll just be a little rotating thing to the left of it. Again, I already made this slide deck, so I will open this. And this notebook is about DaVinci Resolve, which is a program to do video editing, do audio editing, etc. And what I put in here was, what did I put in here? Oh yeah, I put in here to create a slide deck that describes how to add subtitles to a video. And created a slide deck. I mean, the actual slides, they're not really the point of the video. So I mean, I'll just go through them really quickly. But it put in 10 slides, and I mean, it's fine. I would probably change a few things, but again, not the point of the video. So what they've changed in here is now you can, from within Gemini Notebook, you can reorder the slides. So if I look through and it's just like, slide 3 should actually come before slide 2, I can now change the order in here. You could not do that before. And I can delete individual slides. Again, I couldn't do that before. I could revise before and I could say, change this title to something or change the style to something. And then I could pick whichever slides and then it would actually generate a new slide deck and it was a whole separate process. But now I can reorder slides and I can delete individual slides. So to do either of those things, I still have to click on revise and then it changes the screen slightly and then whatever I click on the right here, this will pop up on the left and then I'll have an option to, if I want to just type in some kind of change. So again, like I said, if I want to change the title or change any part of the slide, I can type that in. But again, for what we're doing now, if I come back over to the right and I just highlight this slide, you can already see it looks a little different. Now I can left click on it and I can drag it. And you can see now I can move slide 2 down and I can change the order of those. And this is already a pending change in here and slides reordered. Definitely couldn't do that before. Put it back because it doesn't make sense like that. And then the other thing, again, if I highlight the slide, I now have this little ellipse, this vertical ellipsis, and I can click that and I can delete slide. And now if I don't want slide 2, it would generate a revised deck. And then just like the other revisions, it doesn't actually change my existing slide deck. It makes a new one. So now I have, this is my original, and then this is the new one. It has a little 2 here, and then I would basically come in here and I would rename it to whatever I want to call it. But I mean, it's kind of built-in versioning where it's like if I did like, oh no, I don't want to do that, I want to go back or whatever, like the old one's still here. Those 2 things, again, pretty simple, but before you had to download the slide deck and put it somewhere else. You could download it to PowerPoint. You could put it in Google Slide. There were whatever other program you wanted to use that was slide aware. You could put it in there and then reorder things, but you couldn't do it from within Notebook LM, or excuse me, Gemini Notebook. Now you can. If you use slides, I think those are both pretty useful features. Sometimes, especially with more complicated slide decks, whichever model is in here at the time, it just doesn't guess properly all the time. And just like sometimes if it has, 15 slides and maybe slide 7 and slide 8, they need to be swapped, or you need to delete slide 9, or just really simple editing things where it's just like the slides look good, but it's just, if you could just do this one little quick edit, it would be good to go. But now you have to take it and download it to a different program and deal with this other stuff. And it was just this point of frustration for a lot of people. So now they've added those 2 things in to hopefully alleviate some of that. So just quick summary, notebooklm.google.com. Again, it's now called Gemini Notebook, but the site is still the old name. We'll see if that changes in the future. Create a notebook or go into an existing one, add sources, at least one, select sources, again, at least one, create a slide deck, recommend doing customize, but choose your path. And then once you have your slide deck, click it to go into it. And then if you want to reorder your slides or delete a slide, click on revise, highlight the slide, and to change the order, left click and drag to where you want it. And then you'll have to actually generate a revised deck with the change. If you want to delete, again, highlight it, click on the vertical ellipsis, delete slide, and then generate your revised deck. If you do either or both of those, it will make a new slide deck. The old one will remain unchanged. It will make a new slide deck with the old name and then with the 2 or 3 or 4 if it's not the first time you did it. If you're going to keep it, you will probably want to rename it, but choose your path with that. But that's it. So a couple of changes to slides in Gemini Notebook. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.